House on Dead End Street, originally titled The Cuckoo Clocks of Hell, was a 1974 horror film that was cut down heavily after a notable screening. According to Roger Watkins, the dude who made the movie in New York City had caused hysteria and even riots across the city, as moviegoers went outside and committed mass acts of violence against one another. Ultimately, the movie was cut down after this screening, released under the title The Funhouse, and finally re-released as Last House on Dead End Street. Yeah, that's good up there. Alright, so far I don't usually cover musicians or artists on these videos on my channel, but since this is a Halloween video, this seems suitable. Here we go. The Thriller Jacket. This was worn by American singer Michael Jackson in his 1984 short film, Thriller. Like the film itself, the Thriller Jacket became a bestseller overnight, with numerous different copies and often knockoffs selling hotcakes. These knockoffs eventually got so numerous that Jackson himself would file a lawsuit in New York City to stop the spread of these knockoffs. But whether you got it from a knockoff source or an official source, one thing remains. Can you resist the thriller? Desmodus draculae, the giant vampire bat, is a now extinct species that dwarfed the common vampire bat, and it was widespread throughout South America, and some remains dated as late as 300 BP or before present. 30% larger than the common vampire bat, this species had a wingspan of 50 to 60 centimeters, longer than many people's forearms. It may have preyed on large rodents, deer, camelids, or according to some proponents, larger megafauna. It has been speculated that D. draculae was part of the inspiration for the Mayan bat god Camazotz, who was associated with night, death, and sacrifice. I hope I pronounced that right. And the Ghost Ape. On April 29, 2019, a genetic study found that bonobos once interbred with a mysterious unidentified ape. We have no physical remains of this Ghost Ape species, but we now know of them through their genes. A similar thing happened with our own ancestors with the Denisovans. While some remains actually exist of Denisovans, what we do have is, well, not that much. And until very recently, we did not know that Denisovans had even existed at all. Yet they left an incredible genetic trace on the human species, with Denisovan genes found in numerous different populations across the world. We have more of their DNA than physical remains, and some of their genes actually help some populations to survive in high altitudes. The genome of a Denisovan was sequenced recently. First of all, scientists realized that they could genetically reconstruct the face of this Denisovan or other Denisovans for the DNA. And in the case of Deja Vu, the DNA showed traces from yet another previously unknown early human, but it interbred. Was it truly unknown? Was it Homo erectus for once? Another series of twists and turns in the human family tree. Well, that was my Halloween special. I did this in one take, which to keep the audio from clipping like it sometimes does in some other videos. Yeah, I hope you like this one. This took a bit of a while to make.